Today, we often hear that geography shapes the destiny of a country. But how exactly does geography influence economic development? So in this video, we will explore the question, how does geography affect a country's economy? Using Vietnam as a case study, we will look at how location, natural resources, population distribution, and regional geography influence Vietnam's economic structure and development. First, Vietnam's strategic geographic location plays a crucial role in its economic growth. Vietnam is located in the northeastern part of Indochinese Peninsula along the East Sea, which lies near one of the busiest international maritime roads in the world. This location provides several economic advantages. It allows Vietnam to facilitate trade with major markets such as Asian countries, China, Japan, South Korea, the European Union, and the United States. Because of this connectivity, Vietnam has become an important part of global supply chains, especially in manufacturing and exports. In addition, Vietnam's location supports the development of seaports, logistics systems, and marine tourism, which contribute significantly to the country's economy. Another important geographic advantage is Vietnam's long coastline and maritime resources. Vietnam has a coastline of about 3,260 kilometers and an exclusive economic zone of more than 1.3 million square kilometers. The East Sea provides abundant marine resources which support the fisheries industry and seafood exports. It is also an area with potential offshore oil and gas reserves which contribute to Vietnam's energy supply. In recent years, Vietnam has also focused on developing the blue economy, including marine renewable energy and sustainable ocean industries. Another geographical factor affecting economic development is population distribution. Vietnam has a population of more than 100 million people with a relatively young and dynamic workforce. This provides an important advantage for industries such as manufacturing, technology, and services. However, Vietnam is also facing a challenge. The birth rate has been declining in recent years, meaning that future economic growth will depend more on improving labor quality rather than increasing labor quantity. Areas with high population density such as the Red River Delta and the Southeast region have abundant labor and large consumer markets, which promote the development of industry, services, trade, and logistics. Therefore, they have become Vietnam's main economic centers, although they also face problems like overloaded infrastructure, high housing prices, and pollution. In contrast, regions like the Northern Midlands and Mountainous region and the Central Highlands have low population density, leading to labor shortages and smaller markets. This makes it harder to attract investment, so that economies mainly rely on small-scale agriculture and forestry. Vietnam possesses abundant natural resources, which help promote its production base and energy security. Geography also creates regional economic differences within Vietnam. Some regions have high economic density, while others face geographical limitations. For example, the Southeast region, including Ho Chi Minh City, has the highest economic output in the country. Its flat terrain, strong transportation networks, and proximity to international markets make it a major center for industry, logistics, and services. Similarly, the Red River Delta, which includes Hanoi and Haiphong, has fertile land, dense infrastructure, and strong economic activity. Together, these two regions contribute a large share of Vietnam's national economic output. However, other regions face more challenges. The northern Midlands and mountainous region has difficult terrain and limited transportation infrastructure, which slows economic development. The Central Highlands also has lower economic density because it is landlocked and far from major seaports. Meanwhile, the Mekong Delta has fertile land and strong agricultural production, but it faces increasing risks from climate change and sea level rise. These examples show that geography can create both economic opportunities and development challenges. By comparing Vietnam with countries like the United States, we can draw some important lessons. First, countries should fully utilize their strategic location by investing in transportation, infrastructure, seaports, and logistic systems. Second, water resources such as river and coastal area must be managed carefully to support agriculture, transportation, and energy production. Third, governments should promote balanced regional development so that economic growth is not concentrated in only a few regions. Improving infrastructure, education, and investment in less developed regions can help reduce economic inequality and strengthen national resilience. In conclusion, geography plays a crucial role in shaping a country's economic development. Vietnam's strategic location, rich natural resources, large population, and diverse regional geography all influence how its economic grows. However, geography alone does not determine economic success. Effective policies, infrastructure development, and international cooperation are essential to transform geographic advantages into sustainable economic growth. By utilizing its strengths and learning from global experience, Vietnam has the potential to achieve more balanced and long-term economic development.